She was a kind girl, I have known her all my life, she has always had a thing for me, since we were kids. Always just didn't feel right, she was more like a sister, growing up. 5 years her peer, she was just a kid when I left home, just after graduating, working, and so on, I hardly went home for holidays. Snap to about 10 years later, I went to a bar with some friend in my city, when bump into the one and only, let's call her Becky. Becky was gorgeous, all grown up, now I felt different about her. I took her number that night, not long after we made plans to hang out. We spent a lot of time together, like old friends, soon I found myself liking her a little too much. I made my move and soon after we were dating, going on for about 2 years when we moved in together. All was well, until my now girlfriend's best friend appeared, she was one of those that always wanted attention. I was nice to her at first, until she slept over one night and came walking into my room but naked, claiming to be looking for a towel. I told my girlfriend and it turned into a big fight, she actually said she thinks I was the one that led her on. Things just got worse from there, the friend would stalk me, even at work, taking pictures and even talking to some of my colleagues. Again speaking to my girlfriend, we had a fight. Tired of all this, back and forth, I left her, like any sane person would do. But that's one decision I would come to regret about a month later. I was sitting at my desk at work when Jerry, my coworker, comes running in saying some girl is on top of my car. I go outside to see Becky jumping on the hood of my car, I phoned the police and they took her away. About 3 months later my tires get slashed, all 4. Then I started receiving strange envelopes at work, with pictures of people in wedding clothes, with cutouts of our heads, baby pictures of how I assume she believes our children would look. Weird things like that. Thankfully she never knew my home address, so all this kept happening at work. Eventually my boss got fed up with the frequent letters being dropped off, he thought that it's personal mail I am sending to the work address, I tried to explain but he didn't want to hear it. Until my boss himself received an envelope, it contained pictures of me in some inappropriate positions, I know because he called me in and gave me the pictures, and a note, suck on these which, the sender address was my own. That was the final draw, my boss excused me in a very professional way and let me understand I will not be needed anymore, the company can't take such a risk at the moment regarding our image and people working here. Luckily I had my online job doing coding for some off-grid companies, paid well enough to keep me floating. After a week at home, I started noticing things moving from where I left them, things like my keys to places she would have put it. Thinking she was getting in somehow, I changed the locks. After talking to a friend, he convinced me to get a dog. I went to the pound and adopted the meanest looking dog in there, this dog didn't trust random people, and was trained to attack on command, she sounded perfect to me. It took me a few weeks to gain her trust before I could adopt her, but when she finally trusted me, she was the biggest cuddle bug. She fit in at home instantly, her previous owners named her Pebbles. Imagine this, an English Mastiff, called Pebbles. One morning, Pebbles and I were chilling on the couch, watching Netflix, when there was a knock at the door, Pebbles waging her tail instead of the usual growl. Curious I get up to open the door, it's my mother. She was so shocked to see that I got a dog, okay admittedly, I haven't spoken to my mom in a bit. So she came over as because she got a phone call from some girl, saying that I got her pregnant and that I got fired, so my mom came straight over to find out if it's true. Well half it was true, just praying that the other half isn't. I explained to my mom about the half that is true and the other that hopefully isn't. With my mom pestering me about what the girl said, she made me phone Becky. On the phone, I was not nice, got straight to the point, where she told me that she knew I would phone her when the news got to me, tauntingly, she admitted she made it up to get my attention. Pissed at her for involving my mom, I yelled and cursed this little mistake, whilst my mom is in the background making tea and getting biscuits, like she is watching a telenovela. When I cut the call, my mom has polished off half of the box of biscuits, I sat next to her and drank my tea and ate a biscuit. After I swallow my last bite, I looked at my mom and asked her if she wants to join me in getting revenge, she was quiet for a moment, then looked at me all big-eyed, excitedly jumps up and screams, I have a plan. My mom rushes out screaming see you tomorrow, as she left out the door, no explanation, no information. Stunned, I wonder what wonderful idea she got this time. My mom is a bit mischievous, to say the least, so her plans always ends up kinda quirky. The last master plan she had, ended with the neighborhood Karen's car being towed. Needless to say, Karen was pissed and Mom had to lay low for a while. If I am not mistaken, there is still a war going on between them. Not long after that I took Pebbles for a walk, only to get the weird feeling that someone was watching me. I put it off to just being paranoid. Back at home, just as we were about to enter the door, Pebbles starts barking, violently, hairs raised on her back, growling. Not having any weapons on me, I hurriedly opened the door and pulled Pebbles in on her leash, slamming the door behind her. Heart pounding, I just start laughing, saying to Pebbles, "Think we are getting a bit paranoid with this happenings." Pebbles just stared at me. So we got cleaned up and laid on the bed watching movies until we fell asleep. Next morning, I wake up from my phone ringing. It's my mom, just a wake-up call, reminding me to meet her. When it was time for me to go, Pebbles would not move away from the door. She was blocking it purposefully, like she didn't want me to go. Strange behavior from her side. As I'm arguing with her, my phone rings yet again. My mom. I tell her about Pebbles. She cuts me off only to tell me it's fine, she is on her way, and cuts the call. I wait around for my mom, preparing tea for when she gets here. After a while she arrived. She hardly said hi, she just got straight to the plan of action. We were to sneak into Becky's apartment, the one we shared, and plant some bombs, but we had to go meet up with her friend first. As soon as her tea was finished, she was ready to go. My mom Googled Becky the previous night, got all her information and her schedule, so we knew she wouldn't be at home. When we got there, no one was there, not even the nosy neighbor. We went to the front door. I had a key still, tried the key but it wouldn't work. Assuming she changed the locks, I walked around to the window I knew she never closed. We used to fight about her not closing it. I climbed through and unlocked the front door for my mom. We met my mom's friend prior to going to Becky's. He gave my mom a small blue bag, with little balls wrapped in foil. Inside, my mom got to work, handing me 2 balls. She showed me what to do. She took a ball and placed it in a thong, gave it a little squeeze and placed it anywhere she thought Becky wouldn't look. It was fun stashing all these little stink bombs. We left no traces of us being there, just the horrible smell coming from all the balls. Contents of the stink bombs, you may ask. Crushed up anchovies and something the friend called Frank stench. It had a stench all right. It took 5 showers to get the smell off me. About a day later, I'm chilling at home, when there's a knock at my door, Pebbles growling, blocking the door. I lean over Pebbles and look through the peephole. It's Becky. Pretending not to be at home, so I left Pebbles barking and growling. After about 10 minutes, Becky left. Through the peephole I saw her stick something to my door. I opened the door to find a note. "It's over," is all it said. That made me laugh a little too hard. Sometime later, I heard she moved away shortly after. So yeah, my mom's brilliant plan saved my ass.